They wanted
Hi,
30.
everybody.
Yo.
It's Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday. Got that Rona. Take the C out.
Man.
CO got the Rona.
Calvin.
That's the right Rona.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that
Definitely not the wrong one.
I seen it on Facebook Marketplace. They wanted 30. So you know me, I'm always trying to lowball. I said, could you do 20? She was like, well, let me talk to my husband. So as soon as she did that, well, I comped it first.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because I seen the title. I was like, oh, that has to be worth something. There's a couple of them selling right now for like 89, 100 bucks.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, boom, put in an offer. She said, let me talk to my husband. And I was like, damn, they're gonna get rid of it if somebody offers them 30. So I was like, would you do 25? And then she was like, yeah, I'll do 25. He said, that's fine. So I went, boom, got it. Brand new.
That's
Sealed.
awesome. Brand new sealed. That's awesome.
Facebook Marketplace.
It's working, but if people aren't sure, they can hit it too.
Yeah. Try it out.
Anyways, hi guys. Calvin was telling us about that backstage before we came on. He found that on Marketplace, that game. And yeah, so some cool stuff. I want to go ahead and let everybody introduce themselves. We do have Steve with us over at Pick and Roll. I did not behave today. I do not have channel links up. So if my mods could drop them in the chat and I will add them in afterwards, I promise. It's been a really hectic day for me. So I'll let everybody go ahead and introduce themselves. Steve, if you want to start, since you're our special guest.
Sure. What's going on, everybody? My name is Steve. My YouTube channel and Instagram is Pick and Roll. I resell right now on eBay and Poshmark, and I have some books on Amazon as well. Been reselling about 6-7 years, and that's about it. I'm in South Florida, down near Miami.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty down there, and you have a pool that I'm so jealous of.
Yeah, I was just saying that in another chat. They were talking about how everybody's quarantined, and I was like, Sunday I was in the pool with my wife, and I was like, so I felt bad actually, because I was like, some people are stuck like in a small house or an apartment. I was like, so this isn't too bad.
That's awesome.
Good to be outdoors.
My name's Chris. I'm a part-time reseller in Georgia, and when I say part-time, I'm very part-time. I'm a full-time dad first, full-time husband. Family is always the most important. I have a full-time job. For those that don't know, I'm a network technician for my school system, and we're kind of actually back into work. I've been doing a lot of work from home, but now I'm back in the schools. There's no one there, but we're actually doing a lot of work within the schools with the technology. So it's been very limited, but again, for the limited hours I'm putting into part-time with eBay and stuff, man, it's crazy, man. Like Calvin's been saying, on Marketplace, for us, I mean, for me, Nextdoor app, things like that, I mean, I'm finding some crazy deals right now. And it may be because of the pandemic and people need money and things like that, but it's been great. But again, I appreciate y'all being here. And thank you, Steve, for showing up and being our guest. That's great. Thank y'all so much.
Yes, sir. Yep. Thanks, Steve, for showing up. And my name's Calvin, the Kelly Hustle, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. Pretty much, I just recently became a full-time reseller. Not making all the big bucks, but I'm making enough that I need to make for my household. So that works out. Been doing reselling for a little over a year now, going on a year and a half. And, just on YouTube, trying to learn, trying to help people, and, whatever I can do to motivate and help people get some money. That's kind of the plan. But yeah, I mean, just like Chris was saying, Facebook Marketplace is on fire right now. So be on the lookout.
Thank you, Tracy, Tommy, everybody. I appreciate the super chats a lot. You guys don't have to. I did get monetized yesterday, which is super exciting. I have had like a really rough day today. I don't even think I told Chris and Calvin about it. I know I didn't tell Steve. My accountant messaged me like a week ago and said, "Hey, I'm filing your quarterly sales tax late." And I said, "Okay." And he tells me this 30 minutes after the deadline. He's been doing my taxes for a year, like my quarterly sales tax, my income tax for the business. So then this morning I got an email saying $2,200 will be debited for sales tax tomorrow. Ooh. Well, my sales are good, but they're not that good. So I had 30,000 in sales, but I only pay sales tax on Florida. Well, he couldn't figure out how to do it. I guess he lost the employee that has been doing my taxes for the last year. And he decided to just tell the state that I had 32,000 in sales in Florida and to debit my account $2,200.
Wow.
So I've had a bit of a rough day. And the fact that this is the man that I've been allowing to handle all of my financial stuff for over a year is kind of concerning for me. He still has not filed my income tax for this year because it was extended to July, and he has all of my information, and he's the only one that has all of my information. So it's been very stressful. He did cancel the $2,200 payment when I called him immediately and wasn't happy, but I don't know if he's going to fix it or figure it out, or if I'm going to have to look back through probably over 1,000 transactions, pull out the Florida sales and figure this out myself when I've been paying him close to $200 a month for a very long time.
Jeez.
So,
wow, that's horrible.
I've had a rough day today. That was in the middle of going sourcing today. I want to show you guys. So like, you see that whole shelf?
Mm-hmm.
All of that is new. I had to buy the shelf. I sourced all of that today from an online auction. I had to go buy a new shelf.
Was that $2,200?
No, that was only $500. But like, I couldn't even fit everything in the car. My poor mom had to like put stuff between her legs. So I have a truck. I underestimated what I bought, which isn't unusual. And yeah, so I don't know. I've had a rough day, and I'm still really stressed about it because I'm like, he has all my information and he has files and files from the last year that I'm going to need. Mm-hmm. So if I make him mad, I'm out of luck.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So
that was my day.
I had a few some bad stuff too. So I'm probably out like $100 in returns today. One of them was a pair of shoes. It got returned probably like a week ago, and I got the shoes today. So I went ahead, refunded the money. Another one was a gun, like a Wii rifle gun. So I returned that, refunded the money. And then the last one was totally not my fault. So it was a DVD VCR combo. And I take my stuff to the post office. I'm kind of weird. So I stand in line and I wait for the receipts. So some reason, I guess they didn't scan this one in or whatever, but the guy messaged me today and he said, "Hey, I never got my my DVD, my VCR, and this was shipped out on the 27th." So I'm like, "Oh crap." So I'm calling the post office. I'm calling Pirate Ship because I thought I'd purchase it through Pirate Ship possibly, and nobody could find anything. So good thing the guy was super cool. He was like, "Look, I understand things happen. You know, it got lost." I was like, "Yeah, at this point, it's somewhere out there. I just have no clue." I was like, "Don't worry, I'll go ahead. I'll refund your money right away." I'm trying to do everything I can to avoid a negative feedback because I don't have one yet. So, but yeah. So about $100 in returns today. So that's not as bad as you, Kat, but it's still.
At least I stopped him. Like, what if I hadn't read that email?
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
Like, the biggest thing to me is you've been doing my income tax for over a year, so 4 quarterlies, right? And my average sales tax is about $200. So as an accountant, you don't stop and think when it's 10 times what it normally is. You just file it and don't call me and don't question it, and you just think it's okay. Like, yeah. So anyways, I've had an uptick in returns too. Steve, do you do mostly clothes? You do, don't you?
I do everything.
I've just only I watched all your jean videos and stuff. I think I primarily watched your clothes videos.
Clothing is where I started, but I do everything. I don't pick and choose. If there's profit, it's there.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
how
sir.
I am. Yeah, for sure. Have you had an uptake in returns? I have 5 open right now, so mine are going up.
No, I mean I've had free returns on mine for like over a year now, and nothing changed when I did that. And I mean I get, even with clothing, my returns, because I could put a lot of details, just anything wrong, any blemish, any phrase, anything, all kinds of measurements, and even with clothing, I don't get many returns at all. So thank God for that.
Mine have been I got 3 phone soap returns, and they worked. I actually just resold one of them today, so for $90, so not horrible. My initial cost in was only $30 a unit, so and then I have the other one listed, and I'm waiting on one more to come back, and then I can't even remember what they are. That's bad. I don't even remember. The phone soaps are 3 of them. None of them are like big ticket items. I just got I was surprised. Poshmark, actually, Calvin, it was the same situation as yours. I brought it to the post office. They scanned it. We waited for them to scan it. It never showed up in the system, and the buyer never got them, and there was no tracking at it. And I was actually very pleased with Poshmark, because I messaged them and said, look at my other transactions. I haven't been on Poshmark long, but I have probably 30 or so completed sales. And I'm like, all of my other items shipped, purchased that day were shipped. All of my items ever have shipped, and they actually gave me my money and refunded the buyer back, even though there was no tracking. It did not show scan, and Poshmark gave me the $40.
Oh wow.
So I was very impressed with that. They actually, when I first started on Poshmark, somebody bought the wrong size from me, and it was 3 pairs of $50 shoes, $150. She bought the wrong size. And Poshmark, instead of having her return, let her keep the shoes, gave her $150 and gave me $150.
Jeez.
So Poshmark's return type stuff has been amazing. It's really been great.
So I seen Tommy asked if I had tracking on that combo unit. So it was priority. It had tracking. Pretty much everything is I do is tracking. So it had tracking. I took it to the post office like I usually do. They scanned everything. I got my receipt. And for some reason, it's still saying that the post office haven't accepted it yet. So,
when you look at the tracking, what does it say? Nothing.
It just it says nothing. It says waiting to receive the package. Postal has yet to receive the package, and so now I was going in my house like, did I leave it behind? It's impossible for me to leave behind because it was a huge box, and I know I took it there. So it was just I don't know. It's just one of those weird things. It's never happened to me before. Like I've never had anything get lost. And I mean, I don't know. It's weird. So again, I didn't want to kind of prolong the situation, because the buyer actually had put in a claim, not a refund or not a return, but he put in a claim that he didn't receive his item. So I was like, oh shit, what's going on? So that's when I checked everything. And nobody could find none. Even when I delivered packages today, I just double checked with my post office, and I said, could you check this tracking number? And they're just like, yeah. And I asked them, I was like, do you guys maybe leave some stuff behind? And they're like, no, we don't do that. And they're like, if we mis-scanned it here, the chances are when we send it off to the next sorting facility, they're not going to miss the scan there. And if it gets to the next place, they said chances are maybe once, but you're not going to get a packet that's not scanned. So I mean, I have no clue. It's a mystery. So there's a Philips DVD VCR combo somewhere floating around out there somewhere.
There's a giant Fozzie floating around out there somewhere too. That one, at least my post office scanned it, so the post office paid me $150. But how do you lose a 4-foot stuffed animal? It's not like it's a little box that could fall in a crack. Like, it's just crazy. Exactly. Richard has a question for all of us, and then KJ, I saw yours, so I'm gonna grab that next. How would you handle someone filing a claim delivered but did not receive? Tracking says delivered front desk reception mailroom. So I just had this happen. But it actually, they attempted to deliver it and the person didn't put their apartment number on their shipping address. And eBay generally is going to side with you. If it shows it's delivered, they cannot claim that it is not because you have proof. So in my case, the buyer is going to have to pay to reship that item because they did not put their apartment number on it. That's not my fault. But when you have that delivered, that covers you. I don't know if anybody else has had a different experience, but eBay has covered me every time in that situation.
Yeah, for sure. As long as it's delivered.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to, as the seller, you don't have to worry about it. If anything, tell your buyer, just say, I sent it, the tracking shows delivered. Talk to as if it says front desk there, or talk to your mailman. But then let them, they'll deal with eBay and you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some guy. Go
ahead.
No, yeah, kind of a small thing. I sent out like a box cutter, and some guy messaged me like a couple of days ago. He was like, "I never got my item," and so I went and looked at tracking, and it said delivered like 3 hours ago. So I was like, "Yeah, it said it was delivered as of 3 hours ago." So might want to go check your mailbox. So he never got back to me, so I'm assuming he got it.
Yeah, I had a friend reach out to me on Instagram that same issue and asked me what to do. I was like, look, if it says delivered, I mean, you're in the clear. You have them. They need to deal with it. I mean, they can call eBay. You can't control USPS. I can't control Joey Bada Bing. I can't do it.
We cannot make Joey behave.
You can't do it.
Joey stashing all the packages.
I haven't seen Joey in here. He might get in trouble. KJ wants to know if eBay collects sales tax. So it depends on your state. I wish eBay collected it for Florida because that would make my life so much easier. But it depends on what state you're in. So for some states, eBay does collect it because certain states pass laws. And for other states, eBay does not collect it. So if eBay does not collect it legally, you as a seller should be collecting state tax for items you ship within your state. That's your responsibility legally. Some people don't do it. I won't lie. When I was like selling here and there on eBay years ago, I didn't do it, but I am selling $70,000 a year. I can't not do that. Somebody will catch me. That's why I paid an accountant.
Yeah.
Or I thought that's why I paid an accountant.
Well, I thought I read something that I think by this year, like all states were or eBay was gonna collect taxes from all the state transactions.
I think it's rolling out, but I don't know when it'll be. I think it's like 17 states right now.
Yeah.
Hey, thank y'all for the super chats. I know LBX Picker. I think Nana
I caught Eric's.
I
think I caught all of them. My chat's jumping. Was Eric's the last one that you saw?
I think so. And I think was Blind Hussy before that.
Yeah, I saw both of them.
Okay. So Steve, what's selling for you right now?
What's that?
What's selling for you right now really good?
Honestly, even with this lockdown, I was surprised clothing is still selling.
Really?
Yeah, majority of my inventory is clothing. It's probably like 70%. So, but the thing is, I don't keep a death pile. Zero.
Right.
Like zero death pile. That's just like a habit I've always had.
I need that habit.
Yeah. And this is the first time in my life that it's not paying off for me.
So typically, when you source, you basically are listing it that as soon as you get it.
Well, I don't list everything right away, but I photograph and document and put everything away.
Gotcha.
Then I have a list. Yeah. So if I go out today, say I source 20 things, either when I get home or by the next day, I do all my pictures and I do all my measurements and I put everything on a list, and then I might list 3 or 4 of those items. Then the next day, whether I go source them out, and I have enough to source throughout the week, I can just list.
Right.
But everything is put away in no pile. So I always have things like on deck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
but I don't have a
Cool.
pile
That's
of.
smart. I like that.
So all my pictures are in my computer. All the information is on a pad. So no matter what I'm doing, I can just sit down at the computer and list, and I don't have to worry about taking pictures, measurements, and then list. It's all already there. It's easier that way for me. So
You do your listings on the computer?
Yeah,
All
everything.
of them from the computer?
Yeah, I don't like doing it on the phone at all. Too small. I don't.
I always find it's one way or the other. Some people really just like the phone, and some people like the computer, or it's never like a combination of it. But
I think my first 5 to 10 listings was all on my computer, and then I discovered the app was just so much more efficient for me, especially when I was working at Verizon at the time. Like literally, we could be on our phones all day long. Like that's what we did. So we could be on our phones. So literally, I would load pictures up while I'm working in between customers. I'm boom, boom, listing items. So
that sounds like a Kelly hustle.
Hey, you got making money while you're making money.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
I like making money while I'm making money.
Yeah, making money while you sleep is the best.
That's it.
Yep. Steve, there's a question for you from Richard.
Yeah, no, I never do RA. Even when I was doing Amazon, I was just sticking with books, but it was just, not that I don't have it, but it's just the investment to the return when I have some really good thrift stores that are local to me that without growing, I can maintain my business from like going to just 2 or 3 stores near me. So I like the thrift store more than the RA.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, it works, but not for,
Are those Goodwills or are they different kind of stores?
My favorite ones that work for me, there are 2 local ones. One is like it's like supports a drug rehab program.
Okay.
And then there's another one that has like a food pantry in the back. So the thrift store supports the food pantry that gives to the sick and homeless or whatever. And those stores are just excellent. And then of course I have a good, within like a 10-mile radius of me, I think there's like 6 Goodwills.
Wow.
Jeez.
And then there's like 3 or 4 Salvation Armies. I only really go to 2 of them, yeah. But I like the local thrifts much better.
So you got a lot.
Man.
Do you do garage sales and estate sales too, or only thrift?
Yeah, that's the thing. Down here, everybody's like, oh, in Florida, we have the year-round sales.
Yeah.
But where I live, the yard sales just are not that great. I've gone out and I'll go to like 8 or 10 in a day and only come home with a couple of things. It's just that where I live, I'm east of 95. I'm like 2 miles from the ocean. And between me and the ocean is just like $1 million homes one after another. People don't do yard sales. And the ones that do, it's just like junk. It's like nothing, Everything, these people over there, where I go thrift, where I go to yard sales, those people are so wealthy that that's why I find like all the good stuff at the thrift stores. Because they don't want to be bothered with a yard sale and make a couple $100. They just say, screw it. They donate and they go buy more. So the yard sales, even though they're all year long and there's tons of them, it's not like some of the videos I see of people in scores. Not down here.
I just went to my first 2 garage sales of the season, and actually, I don't even think it's not even season yet, but they were just kind of like one-off sales, and it was from the last video I dropped when I got some free stuff. Lo and behold, I seen garage sale signs, so of course I'm gonna stop. But I went to 2 of them, and I knew they were okay. But when I actually dug deep into each of the sales, when I started going over my inventory when I got home, I spent $45 at one garage sale and I spent $20 at another garage sale, and I probably have generated potential over $1,000 in sales from those 2 garage sales. Like one of them, and I'm gonna put a video up tomorrow, but I got some PlayStation games and PS2 games. I got 31 of them, and potentially over $600 in sales on those games alone. I got some pretty big titles, pretty nice solid titles. So yeah, my first 2 garage sales were fire.
Came out the gate.
See, I don't ever see, and I don't know if it's because I'm not like, I don't know video games, so I don't know if I'm just like looking over them. I'm gonna try and pay more attention when I start going to garage sales again. But I don't know if I just don't know them, so I don't see them. You know how some stuff you don't know, so you just like walk right past it. I don't know if they're there, but I don't remember seeing video games for like the last year since I started like really pushing my selling. So, but I also, Steve, I'm up near Gainesville, so I'm in northern Florida. I actually drive an hour south to go to yard sales down near Spring Hill, like Newport Richey area off of Highway 19.
Isn't that where the gate
like
is
kind of Tampa area. Yeah, I work for UF. I work for University of Florida. So
Tebow.
Listen. So like I go down there and it's same like it's waterfront, but they have really good estate sales, like the waterfront homes, like 2 and 3 story. The last one I went to down there was I think 4-story with an elevator on the canal, and I was just, and they're like, oh, you can take the elevator because I had the baby with me and like all the stairs. And I'm like, what in the world? Like in the middle of the house, there's this elevator, you know? And I mean, but honestly, I didn't find that much good stuff at it. It was kind of surprising. I tend to take away like from like the best stuff I found last year was at like a rundown double wide mobile home. They had tents set up outside, and I found tons of $100 stuff for like $3 to $5. And I think they like inherited it. I do not feel like it was their stuff. But they had like tables and tables of stuff, and or maybe they do storage auctions. I don't know. I just got a ton of I went last weekend. There was one garage sale, and I got a whole bag of clothes for $10, including what's the brand of those jeans? They're not Miss Me. What's the other brand? True Religion. I got True Religion jeans, like all kinds of stuff, and they were 5 for $1, 20 cents each.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Nice.
Crazy.
So we get some good ones here, but I think we're a little further north. So we're kind of in the middle of the state, not where the big money is.
Yeah, you're like 4 hours north of me, maybe a little more.
Yeah. I think so, yeah, because Joey, I think, was like 3.5, and he said you're in the same area. Dale was asking, so Dale, Steve is in South Florida. So he's 4 hours south of me. Nana wanted to know how I think she was asking you, Steve. I'll let you answer first, and I think all of us should probably answer because I know we're going to all do this different. So Nana wants to know how you keep track of where you put stuff.
All in the head. I don't do any inventory. I don't do any custom SKUs. I just have really strong memory. So like I could go through like my whole inventory, and I'd probably say like 90% of it, I could tell you where I got it or what I paid for it, just right off my head. So I don't do custom SKUs. I just, I keep it organized where I know all the jeans are in one bin, all electronics are in one bin, toys. So I do break it down like that, and I just go in and I'll just look for it. It's not that bad.
How many listings do you have?
Right now I'm hurting. I mean, since I'm not sourcing, I was running only like around 300. I was okay. I wasn't. I wanted to ramp up now that I created a whole new, my eBay room. And but always 300 for me was just real comfortable, and I would source smart, so I would get a lot of fast selling items, and it made keeping it at 300, a lot better than having a. Like I would go to dollar clothing sales sometimes and leave with only like 10 items because I wouldn't just buy to buy and let me grow my inventory. Then you have it sitting stale, even if it only costs you $1. You're wasting time. You're wasting $1. You're wasting your inventory. You're wasting a listing. You're wasting time doing it. It's sitting. So I would always source smart, and it would keep my 300. Even though I'm only at 300, I would get a lot of fast selling items. So, but I do want to ramp it up now once this all breaks.
What are you wanting to get to? Like, what's your goal?
We'll see. I mean, I won't go over 1,000. I think right now my new eBay room with my whole wall of bins and everything, I could probably store up to about 1,000 items, I would think. But that's a tough thing to do, is grow your inventory and do it smart.
Yeah.
You know, without sourcing now,
it's hard.
I'm down like to two. I think right now I'm like at 230 active. You know, from when all this started, because it's been like 7 weeks that everything's been closed here. So just to get back to where I was is going to be work. You know, to buy good stuff. You know, you could go out and buy anything and grow it, but you know, to be smart and buy stuff that you know is going to sell fairly quick, even if it's in a few months. To grow your inventory from a few hundred to 1,000,
it's hard.
That's work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that's kind of how Chris does it, because Chris's sales are equal to Chris's listings. I think Steve. Oh, you're back. You were froze for a minute. I kind of go with it a little bit different. I don't mind the long tails, and I like buying lots of stuff. So like I have 1,500 listings, but we're averaging like 10, sometimes 20 sales a day. But I have a decent mix. Like I don't have very many items that have been there over like 8 months. But I will, like you saying, you'd only leave with 10 items. I wouldn't be. That's where I leave with like the garbage bag with my 5 for $1. But I did today, like I showed you guys the shelves. I left some stuff outside because I was like, if it's not worth listing, I'm going to put it in a tote. I'm going to list it on Facebook Marketplace and I'm going to give it away. Like they can have it. You know, I bought the lots for other stuff, not for the stuff that's not worth it. So I left it outside of the house. It didn't come in. And I'll probably go through that a little more and then just give it away for free. Just to, I'm trying to be better about it and not just like I buy lots, so I get stuck with a lot of stuff I don't want. But instead of thinking I need to list everything, I think I'm going to give some stuff away because I make way more than my money back without trying to sell every single thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like Steve. Like I'm trying to source super smart to where, because I just don't have a lot of room for storage. I don't have a lot of room for inventory space. So I'm sourcing things that I know that's going to flip pretty quick. That I know or will sell. And it's so, like you said, it's so hard. Like right now, I'm sitting at 256 active, and and it's been hard to get to that point because when you're selling, like if I go out and source 10, 20 items of, you know, every couple of days or over like a week or something like that, but I'm selling 8 a day or something like that. You know, I'm constantly having that fight to push the actives, which is a good thing. I'm not saying I don't enjoy the sales, but it's hard to keep pushing the actives up, especially during this time. But you know, it's just, you know, I'm trying to get it to, my goal is hopefully 300 here pretty soon. Because my biggest issue is like, if I get my actives up, because right now I'm sitting at 256 actives, my sold over the last 9 days is 520. So my sell-through rate's incredible.
Yeah.
But I need to find more. I need to find more stuff to scale my business.
Right.
And it's just it's just getting out there, finding those things, and it's hard right now. I mean, I'm finding stuff online, but man, it's those garage sales and those other things that can really, you know, add things to your pile to start pulling up your actives more. But my space, I try to. It's my own version of Sudoku. Like it keeps my brain active to know where things are at in my room. So I keep it very organized, like, you know, like Steve was saying. So like certain things are in certain areas, and I know that bin has, like you were saying, jeans in it. So if it has video games, I know where the video games are. It's not, I'm not going through like, you know, Lonnie at Garage Flips. He's got like all these things. He's walking through like a maze of stuff. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm going through a door. I'm going through a door. I can see it, and that's it.
Yeah.
I have 3 different storage rooms, so like with 1,500 items, but like, so like my first room has like letters and numbers, and then the new shed is all double letters, so it's like AA whatever, BB whatever. So I know, okay, that's in the shed.
Right.
I was doing great when I had 300 listings. I did not use the custom SKU, and I had one room. I knew where everything was at. And the bad thing is, now that I'm up to 1,500, I think I started doing the custom SKU when I got over 500. But now the stuff that was there before I started doing it, I'm like, where did I put that? Just because I've listed 1,000 or more items since that item. So, and I don't do like, I saw Cajun Roots Reseller, his soy pod video made me feel like so horrible. I told him he needs to come organize my house. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but he has like sections. It's almost like a mini Walmart in his room. It's like, this is electronics and this is toys and games, and all the books and all of the movies are alphabetized. And I'm like, oh, like that's not me. But I still I function very well. And 9 times out of 10, even if it's really old, I can remember where I put it. 9 times out of 10, not always.
Yeah, I'm pretty much like the guys. I mean, I just hit 300 the other day, but it kind of dropped. So, but I'm hovering right around 300. Yeah, I kind of just memorize everything, on top of my head. I did attempt to like label some of my bins and my shelving and stuff like that. But I also seen RVA Flips. He has, over 1,000 just like Cat listings. And he says he kind of just remembers everything in his head. So it made me feel a little bit better that I don't have an actual like system to know exactly where stuff at. So far, I haven't not found anything yet, but I think ultimately
the only bad thing with that is if you ever want to go on vacation and have like somebody else pull and ship for you, if that's possible. Like if I wanted my kids, I know I haven't been on a vacation in years, Steve. I know. Listen, I'm dreaming. But like if you were to, like, if I have that stuff, like my daughter, I'd be like, okay, here's this. That, like I said, is a pipe dream and probably won't happen, but I'm gonna let myself think it might. So there's you another question, Steve. If you see it, I've had it popped up there a few minutes.
To the price they're hoping to make. It's hard to say because not really. I've tried it. I used to go, well, I don't want anything that I'm not going to make at least $20 on, and it makes it even harder. Like it's all about. I mean, I like to look at the sell-through rates when I pick something up. And it kind of goes in another question I just saw too that relates to that about, buying something that would I pick it up if I know it's going to be a long tail sale. And then, sometimes you don't know what's, something you think is going to sell fast, even with if you check the sell-through rate and you have it 6 months later. And then the weird thing is that you think, there's only a few of them listed. Who knows? It goes right away. But I tried this, I was like, I'm not going to pick up any hats because I don't want to sell anything for $10. But I went away from that because it just, why not turn $1 into $10? Mm-hmm. You can't base. I don't want to base my whole business on that. But if you have, 10 or 20% of your inventory that way, and then you have, 20% of your inventory in the middle of the field, 20% on the high end, it all works out. So I don't. To say what's going to be short, quick seller or what's going to be a long tail. Like I do pass on things because even like when I like to pick up jeans. I sell a lot of jeans, and the one store I go to, they do like a $1 clothing sale at least once a month. So that's when I get my clothes, or even if not, their jeans are still like $3 or $4. So it's still a good price. But I'll look, and if I see like a pair of Levi's that only sell for $15, but they have like a low sell-through rate, I'll pass on them, because then that's another thing you always have to weigh is, you can make $10 on it, but you want it to be a quick seller. Mm-hmm. You don't want to pick up something that has like 500 listed and 10 sold for that you're going to make $10 on. That doesn't make sense.
Right. You'll be holding it forever. No, I agree with that.
If there's 500 listed and 400 sold, sure, that's going to probably sell pretty quick. So you got to look at all.
I very rarely, like you said, if it's, and it might end up being long tail without me thinking it'll be long tail. Most of my long tail stuff is more like rare items that like specialized collectors have to come to see. Like, look, I got to show you guys. So I got this guy at the auction today. It's a Mayan clay statue. So it should be like over $100 for this little guy. But I mean, I might have him for a while, but I paid $10 and it should be at least $100. And he looks cool. The stuff that looks cool sitting on the mantle, I don't mind if it stays for a while. So some of that stuff I pick up probably and pay a little more because I'm displaying it while it's waiting. But I don't pick up stuff intentionally. Like I said, I get some stuff in lots because I buy so many lots from the auction. But if the sell-through rate isn't at least equal to the listings, I'm not going to pick it up. I prefer it to be more than the listings, because you don't want to be in competition with 500 other people on the same exact item.
Right.
Joey, no, I do not have a lime. I'm out of lime. Sorry. Drinking it straight up. Straight up.
I think that's the question. I'm assuming Richard meant that more for Steve, because I obviously will source some longer tail items because I do have the storage space.
I mean, I would, but of course that also, like I just said, that would go to what's the profit on it? You know, if it's
right,
if I find something for $5 that sells for $100, you know, and there's, like I said, a couple hundred listed and only maybe, 20 or 30 sold. And I know it might take 6 or 8 months, but if I can make $100 on it, yeah, I'll pick it up. So, but you can't do that. Like, you got to have an equal balance the way I see it.
Yeah.
If you have an equal balance of everything, low profit, high profit, quick selling, slow selling, it all works out and it keeps you going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to make sense. It has to make sense. And like in just that scenario you just gave, if you pay for 5 and it's for 100, you have leeway if market fluctuates to where if it drops down to 50, you're still making a pretty good profit on it.
Right.
But if you don't have that leeway and you got something sitting for a while and the market gets saturated and the market goes down in price on that, I mean, you could be stuck for it for a while and be going the red on it. So you have to, there's a lot of factors weighing in on it. And you have to just be very cognizant of what's selling and what kind of item it is and the market. And stuff. I mean, it's just, I don't know.
Plus, if your buy cost is low enough, like you said, if with that big margin, you can send out offers, you can undercut.
Right.
Kind of like when I did books with Amazon, the way the Amazon pricing works, everybody's trying to undercut the next guy because that's all based on pricing.
Exactly.
People don't, it's different on eBay. But if you have that big
and it drives
margin,
it to the bottom,
right?
A lot on Amazon eat them by a penny, and then you're going lower.
So if you have that profit margin, you could say, okay, well, only a couple of them are selling, but let me come in 10 or 15 bucks on everybody. I can still make $75 on it, and I'll be happy to do it. And then you get the next sale.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't ship much media mail, Dave. But I did just have a first class package that took over 3 weeks. The buyer was mad at me. They left me neutral feedback. They were extremely nasty to me, and I shipped it the day they bought it. Like, I can't do anything about that. And it wasn't a negative, so I couldn't get it removed. I did reply, shipped the same day. Sorry if USPS is slow, but it took 3 weeks for a first class package. I could see media being even slower than that 3 weeks, unfortunately. Has anybody else noticed that?
I mean, I've sold a few. I mean, I've sold a lot of media mail lately. VHSs and stuff like that, and it's not been very slow for me. I don't know, maybe I just lucked out. I don't know, but
I had some stuff that got there super fast first class, and then that one just for whatever reason took 3 weeks to get to them. I don't even think they were super far from me. Nana, I just want to thank you for sharing Steve's video link. Somebody asked where the video of Steve's building his shelves was. And Nana dropped that link down in the chat. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Nana.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Is your garage all done?
No.
Not yet.
No. I mean, I'm kind of pacing myself to keep stay busy.
Yeah.
Because if I get too close and I'm finished, then I'm going to sit there and stare at it. I can't go thrifting. So I'm like,
right.
So I'm trying
to have it empty and can't
do a little
it.
Every day, every other day.
Another thing with media mail is also too, if you're selling a lot of things in media mail, if it makes sense to where it may cost you an extra $1 to go first class with it, do it. Because not only will they get it faster, but then that'll give you positive feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had and it'll be in my video, but Nikki T. Wheeler, I don't know if she's still in here. Rev Resale's wife bought something for me. And it was first class, but I just upped it to priority. It was like $2 more. you know, and I'm like thinking about that first class that took 3 weeks. So I'm like, no, I don't want like one of my resale community friends to like not get their purchase for 3 weeks. Be like horrible.
Yeah. I think it, you know, just in general, I think all the shipping stuff has been still pretty spot on. I mean, I thought there would be you know, a little late on a few things, and you know, just with everything going on. But I mean, aside from the stuff, my package that went missing, I mean, everything's going pretty standard, like first class, priority. I mean, it's all getting there, you know, pretty like regular.
I had a couple of packages get lost. One first class, one priority, and then the Fozzie. So that's 3. But I mean, you got to figure I'm shipping out at least probably 200 items a week. So that's what 1.5%. That's like nothing compared to what I'm shipping out. So not horrible.
Well done, Joey.
Hey, Sam. Sam, I'm gonna knock on wood. Sam, I'm gonna knock on wood.
That's crazy. So the flipping accountant is saying Amazon gave customer partial refund because of the shipping. That's just like, it sucks because it's nothing we can control. And I think I haven't done Amazon really for 6 months. I still have some books and FBA that sell intermittently, but that comes out of your pocket, right? If Amazon gives that partial refund, they take it away from you. Is that right?
I would think so, yeah.
I think they do.
I don't know. I don't remember if I ever had that happen.
I had a few returns on Amazon and it was like a full refund. And then I've heard horror stories of people getting back different items and the wrong items. Mine were all sent back to me correctly. People just didn't want them for whatever. Yeah, he said they take it out. So like I would be like super mad if eBay took part of my money because the postal service was running slow. I wouldn't be too happy. I did like the lost packages. I resent because it was something I had more of. And then the other one I actually refunded. And I mean, I didn't have to. I think eBay probably would have backed me, but just for customer service wise, and I know if I bought something and it never shows up, I would be mad and I'd want my money. But I'm understanding. Calvin has a creeper back there. But I'm understanding, like if I can see tracking updating and stuff, then you know I'm fine with waiting. I might not be happy, but I know it's not the seller's fault that the post office is being slow.
Plus tracking is so. I've seen tracking where the package was delivered and it still said it was in transit, and like 2 days later it got marked delivered. I've had items marked delivered and then show up 2 days later. I've had things show from when it was scanned in, never had any single update, and all of a sudden everything got flooded at once and showed delivered. So tracking is never too accurate. But as long as you put it in there, you're covered.
Yeah, I felt like, I don't know what happened with my mail lady yesterday. We ordered some packing peanuts from Amazon and we ran out, and early in the day we're like, oh, they're supposed to be here today. And our mail lady normally comes like 12:30 or 1. Like we've had the same mail lady for years and years, and she wasn't here. And we're like, okay, well, so we packed. She didn't get here till 6:30. I don't know what happened. And she still had a truck full of mail. Like I felt so horrible for her. Like she's normally super friendly. She was just like, yeah, bye, and turned around. And I'm like, I mean, I didn't take it personally, but I don't know what happened that like, that's like 6 hours behind. And she still had a whole truck that was full of mail at 6:30 at night. It was like, I felt, I don't know if her Jeep broke down or I don't know. And I mean, she obviously wasn't in the mood for me to ask her why. Maybe next week I'll ask her what was going on. But I felt so horrible. Like it was just like, she just looked so stressed. So, I mean, I understand the late stuff. I don't understand them taking money from people because it's late when it's nothing you can control though.
I wonder what happened though, because so with all this going on, all this pandemic and all this kind of stuff. So I've noticed lately at my post offices that I go to, the last couple of days, the post office has been slammed, like line out the door. And I'm talking about, like, when I was watching Rev Resell's video the other day, he was talking about how his was just outrageous. So, like, what happened? People just got outside the house and wanted to start shipping stuff. I mean, I'm not joking. The UPS, I mean, the line was out the door, which is crazy to me. I don't understand it. And I just saw somebody else mention that in the comments, that they said that yesterday was their biggest day or something like that.
I wonder if, like, with how many packages they got or something, maybe.
All these people had packages in their hand, or maybe maybe they're being held at the post office, and they're having to go pick them up.
That could be it.
I don't know.
It was
so my wife, she works at UPS, and she says right now they're doing peak is like during their holiday season where they're doing crazy numbers. She said right now they're doing more than peak.
Wow.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Now you said you do. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, I was gonna say, I know it's been a little while, but USPS picked up the Amazon stuff from FedEx too, so I'm sure that added like quite a bit on to USPS with all the Amazon shipments that they weren't used to that volume, I would assume.
Well, I was just thinking maybe like those with PO boxes or something. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but I'd never seen it like that. That was crazy.
Yeah, Joey said packages are high. I actually saw, like, so I think, was it Fat Man the Flipper that just said that Alex that said that, like, they're saying they won't pick them up. My mail lady, if I file for it, she will pick them up, but kind of out of respect to her, like, we see how busy and overwhelmed she is. The post office is 10 minutes away. We bring them. Like, she's already super stressed. She's having to make 2 trips a lot of time because she has to, like, go back and fill her truck and go back and fill her truck. And like at Christmas, the postmaster actually asked us to stop doing the porch pickup. And I mean, if I file it, they will pick it up. I'm not saying they won't. They will pick it up for me. But we know them, we like them, we live 10 minutes away, and it's not that much of an inconvenience for us to bring it. And my husband stays home with the baby, so he likes getting out of the house. So he takes the packages to the post office and like goes to the store or whatever, and it gives him a break from being in the house. But just as respect to her, like, I know she's overwhelmed. So if I don't have to do that, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah. See, there's 2 things about that. So one thing, I'm just way too paranoid to do like porch pickup. I'm just paranoid. I need a receipt. And then the second, my driver or my mail guy, he literally stays in his car and he drives up to every box and he just puts the mail in from his car. So I'm like, I don't want to be a jerk or an asshole and be like, hey, I need you, of all these houses you do, just get out on my house and pick up all these packages. I don't want to mess up his flow. So kind of like that. Yeah, I live right down the road. It's like 5 minutes away from me. I go, I get out from the dungeon and enjoy some sun.
Sandra has a good point. Maybe some people are waiting to get them scanned because sometimes it doesn't get scanned. If you guys don't know, I don't know if you guys use it, but I do the scan form. So they only have to scan one code, and it scans all my packages. So, like, when we brought 45 in on Monday, like, they just had to scan one piece of paper and it was done. Like, all the boxes were combined on that scan form. So if you guys don't know about that, you can message me on Instagram. I know how to get to it. And I'd be happy to help you. It took me a while to figure it out, though. And the post office kept getting mad at us. Could we bring like 30 boxes? And I didn't know about the scan form. Like, where's your scan form? And I'm like, what are they talking? I didn't even know what it was. But now I do, and I know how to get to it. So if you guys are having a lot of packages, That's a quick way. You can just, like, we set them on the counter, they scan our receipt, and that scans all of our packages in. So if you're doing quite a bit, that definitely is the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, David, Rev Resell, he has a video that actually walks you through the whole step by step on how to get to that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Check it out.
Nana, the new Jennifer Hayes. Jennifer Hayes, are you here? Can somebody find Rev Resell's video? I know I'm being a pain in y'all's butt. Can somebody find Rev's video on the scan form and drop a link to that so everybody can look and see that?
Okay, I'm gonna answer that question real quick. I stand in line. I wait. I mean, I'm patient. Well, at least in that instance, I'm patient. So I don't mind standing in line waiting. I got a couple different options. So if I don't go to my post office, we got grocery stores out here that are kind of like the authorized retailer of the USPS. So I can go to my grocery store too, and they can also scan in all my items, and their pickup time is 3 every day. So kind of like if you were to take your packages to like a drop box or whatever, and they got certain times you pick it up. At the grocery store, it's 3 o'clock, so I could take it there. And there's typically no line. I've never really had to wait too long in a line anyways. But again, when it comes to the shipping, I'm way too paranoid and I wait.
Do you use the scan forms, Steve and Chris?
Okay.
Go ahead, Steve.
No, not really. I always just go because I'll have 2 different options when I'm going out thrifting. Because I'll package my stuff at night. Because if you wake up in the morning, you have to do it. I like my routine for thrifting is I'll go to the bins like first thing in the morning, spend an hour and a half there, then go to my locals that open up like 9 or 10. So I'll just pack things that I have, say from the afternoon before at night. Then on my way back home after I thrift, I usually thrift about lunchtime. I'll drop them off at the post office. But then my mailman mostly comes usually around 3:30, 4 o'clock, sometimes even a little later. So if I have sales from when I wake up till that point, when I get home, I'll package them up and give them to my mailman when he comes. So I kind of get 2 shots. It's easier that way.
Like double. Yeah, twice in a day. I forgot. I had the question up, and I don't think any of us answered it. I think it was Josh at Flip Finds Fun that asked, do we pre-package our items for sale? I do not pre-package anything at all. I don't know if you guys do.
I don't either.
No. I've done a few things. Well, mainly clothing. And for some reason, somebody's wanting an extra measurement. So I have to rip up the poly bag and measure it and take a few photos. So I stopped. Like, for example, today I was testing a few PlayStation games, and I luckily have a PlayStation on hand. And so I just took it off from where I had it kind of just sitting, plugged it in, and started testing the PlayStation game. So no, I don't pre-package.
Nope.
So Juan is asking about shipping costs. A few buyers from the West Coast. Juan's in Florida like we are for very low offers because shipping was too high. Tough. That's what I have to pay. I don't charge a handling fee. And I will tell people that, like, look, I'm not overcharging for shipping. I don't charge a handling fee. What you see is exactly what I'm going to pay. Unfortunately, you're in Seattle and I'm in Florida, and I do get a lot of California and Washington state buyers. Mm-hmm. And a lot of stuff like that, if it is readily available, they're going to purchase from somebody else on the West Coast just because of that. Yeah. So I think you have to either, let them know that you're just charging calculated shipping, so it's exactly what you would pay, and you're sorry, but you can't accept an offer that low unless you want to. If you have enough room for a good profit, still you could. But for me, most times with them, I'll come back and maybe meet them in the middle if I have enough room for that and my buy cost and what they're offering. But I'm not going to lower it just because I know they're going to have to pay more for shipping, because it's not my fault they're in California and I'm in Florida.
Yeah.
If they can't find it from somebody on the West Coast, though, they're going to pay. They will pay. They might be sending you a low offer, but if nobody else has it, they're going to pay what you want.
I'd like to know what those items were, if he could say, because I mean, like I just said, the golf club, which is 36 inches long, in the triangle box, it's only like $10, $11 to California. So if he's talking about like a, something heavier like a VCR, then you should go to FedEx.
Or check out Pirate Ship.
Pirate Ship, anything like Pirate that. Ship.
Oh yeah.
I do calculate it, and on my my cases of nasal mist, they're super heavy. Well, not overly, but they're 10 pounds in a little box. And I do use Pirate Ship for those. And I think it's like $12 on Pirate Ship compared to $26 on eBay. So if you're shipping small, heavy items, use Pirate Ship. Like that's gonna take a lot of money off. And to answer this question, I'll go ahead and answer, and then I'll let the guys answer. I do, for 90% of my items, I do calculated shipping, and the buyer is going to pay the shipping. I very rarely, I do occasionally, and you'll see like my CPAP stuff that's been selling lately, the whole market was all free shipping, and it's first class. They're under £1, but I'm not going to be the only one charging shipping because nobody's going to buy from me. So in that case, I will do free shipping.
Yeah.
Same.
I mean, I'm calculated. There's a few items just to be competitive I'll do free, but I would say probably 90% I'm calculated. It just keeps away. It keeps away from all those surprises and the mess of not knowing. It takes a little bit more time when you're doing the listing, but it's worth it because you're not running into surprises.
See, I'm the opposite. I've never done calculated shipping. I don't think in 6 or 7 years I've never done one item calculated shipping. It's just, like you said, Calvin, you got to, pack it and weigh it and all that beforehand. And I guess maybe now at this point, I've had times where I've never, I would say a lot of money, but sometimes you come in $4 or $5 short because it went to California or up in Oregon or Washington. But now, like after so many years of doing it, as soon as I get an item in my head, I already see how I'm packing it, what kind of box.
Oh yeah,
to a degree. But then, to the other one, Juan asked about the heavy shipping going to California. If it's small and heavy, depends where. Once it sells, then I might change what I was thinking I was going to do. Maybe I could throw it into a regional A box. Or maybe it'll go into a flat rate, padded. But now I'm at the point where I just put, I put a flat rate of, all different prices, but I'm always coming in within at least $1, even though I don't know it's going to go to Georgia from Florida or to California, but I know if it's a shirt, okay, it might cost, $4 here, but only $5 there. And it works out because sometimes I'll be $1 over, but then there's other things I'll be $1 under, and it all averages out. Yeah, I don't really lose.
Yeah. See, I'm in Iowa, so I'm right in the middle of the freaking map. So I feel like I have an advantage. Everything first class, I do a flat fee, and usually I do $450. Everything first class and under, and then everything else, I'll do calculated. If it's like a high price item, like if I know it's going to be a big selling item and I'm going to make some good profit, I'll do free shipping. Just because I know there's enough room and I just want it to look better. But for the most part, everything in between, it's calculated.
And I think that brings up, like, every reseller is going to be different. You got to find what works for you. Like Steve likes it that way. Like, and a lot of people only do free shipping and they build it into their price. There's so many different ways. Like, I would try a little bit of each, honestly, and see which works for you and what's better for you. Lone Star wants to know about pirate ships for newbies. Pirate Ship is totally free. You sign in, you can link your eBay account, you can import in your eBay sales, and it actually puts the tracking into eBay, which is really nice. It does not cost anything. And you do have to pay with credit card. You can't pay with PayPal. Not that I know of.
No.
That's the main difference. And your pirate ship is going to be like your small, heavy items, or if you can put stuff in a poly bag, pirate ship is really cheap for poly bag items. And really heavy stuff. I don't use it. I know a lot of people use it exclusively. I don't, because I would say over 75% of the time that I check, eBay is cheaper, unless it's something super heavy. If you do some checking frequently for a while, you're going to learn which items are going to be cheaper to ship over on pirate ship.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, pirate ship is an awesome option. I mean, you can definitely save some money. Usually when I'm getting ready to print out labels, I just open up another window, open up pirate ship. Obviously it's real easy to sign up, and then you just put in the dimensions here, put in dimensions there, and you see the prices. You're not going to do that on every item. Like Kat said, I mean, there's certain items that you might be able to save some money, and you put the dimensions in. But I mean, it's real simple to set up. I would say if you don't have one set it up, because it's simple and you could save yourself, some pretty good money by having both screens open. I mean, it's not too difficult.
Yeah, the actual, I mean, it's so user friendly to keep them. But I mean, you can just check it real quick. I mean, I use it maybe 2 or 3 times a month.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, it's just more times than not, eBay is about the same or cheaper anyway. But it just depends on that product or you're shipping. But it's real easy to plug things in, and it imports right from eBay, and you can just pull it up real quick, and it's so easy just to check it. So,
do you do pirate ship at all, Steve, or no?
No, I've never used it.
Okay.
No, I've been thinking about it, but I just.
If I don't know, a lot of like smaller, like 1 and 2 pound stuff, you're not going to notice a difference. From what I've seen, it's more getting like 4 pound plus is where I noticed that it's cheaper. I like to, like with my cases of nasal mist, because it's a multi quantity. And I don't know if you guys have ran into it. Pirate ship remembers the dimensions and the weight. So like when they see it's the same item that's sold, it already imports the box size, even though it's a different buyer, because they remember from the last one that sold. And I don't have to put in any weight, any dimensions anymore. I just like click, okay, get rates, and it. So for that, it's really nice.
And they got a really good customer service, because I was reaching out to them today, in regards to that missing package, and they were on top of it. I mean, they were helping me search, look up tracking numbers, and I didn't even buy the label through them, but they were able to help me out.
So Sandra, for pirate ship on eBay, I just do calculated and priority. That money saved is going into my pocket, not the buyers. So they might have paid $17 and I'm going to get it for $12 on pirate ship. That $5 is mine. I have on occasion refunded, but 99% of the time I'm not going to, because when that buyer bought that item, they agreed to and saw that shipping cost. That's what they expected to pay. They're not expecting a refund unless they like combine and paid separately. In those cases, I will refund it. But other than that, that's just saving me money and more towards my shipping supplies and, like whatever other expenses there are. So you would just leave it calculated, and then you would go into pirate ship, print your label, and you keep the money that you saved. Let's see. I can't even see the question. Where did it go? I saw Alex had a question and now I can't find it. Where did it go? Did anybody see what his question was?
I'm looking for it as well. I'm trying.
Damn.
Like, I had went to click on it and then like it went whoop. Alex, did you ask a question or was I seeing things? Clay's asking who has a thermal printer and which one. And only because it was $80 on Facebook Marketplace, I have a Dymo 4XL. Mine actually started skipping, and I got lucky enough. I was the first one to speak up in Josh Harry Tornado's chat, and I got another new one for $80 from Josh. So that's why I use Dymo, just because I found them cheap. Otherwise, I don't really have an opinion on it.
I'm Team Rolo.
Rolo.
I found the question.
There it is.
What do you mean, Alex, as far as cost goes? Do you mean like for pirate ship? What I don't know what you mean. You have to tell me what you mean. Unless you guys know what he means.
No, I was not sure.
I think he's talking about like. I think he's talking about like in regards to like when you do free shipping, and you're kind of incorporating the shipping costs into your free shipping, maybe.
Maybe. Alex, did you answer?
Hey, Chris, where in Georgia are
I
you
didn't
from?
even know that. So Sam says he can use pirate ship on his phone for Mercari. So I do sell on Mercari and Poshmark, but I am lazy and I use Mercari's labels and have them emailed to me. So I probably would make more money and could profit more if I printed my own labels, but I'm lazy and don't want to copy the tracking number over.
Steve, I'm in Warner Robins, Georgia.
Okay.
Yep.
And Calvin's in the middle of the country where it's convenient to ship.
The middle of the map.
Alex just answered.
Yeah.
I mean, free ship versus anything else. Is there another cost I don't know about as far as fees?
No, because eBay now, it used to be eBay didn't charge you fees on shipping, but now eBay charges a fee on shipping. I sold on eBay back in the day when they didn't. So people would sell stuff for 99 cents.
Yep.
And then it would be $99.99 shipping. So
I heard about those stories.
listen, that was like there was so much 99-cent stuff, and then there'd be like $100 shipping. You want to know why eBay charges a fee on shipping? That's why. So many people were doing that, trying to get around fees.
That money order come in.
So because eBay charges the fees on the shipping, it's no different. It's no different at all. The only thing is you're like Steve said, he's been doing it so long, he has an idea of around about what something's going to cost, no matter where it's going. He's going to be within a few dollars. Mm-hmm. So I think the people that go that way typically know, that sometimes they're going to have an overage and sometimes they're going to be short, and it kind of balances out. Yeah. And I just like calculated. I do a lot of heavier stuff though, like my China stuff. So I could mine are like 3 to 5 pounds quite frequently, where it's like a $15 difference between going to Georgia and going to California. Right. So for me, calculated makes more sense.
Yeah. I actually started out listing everything free shipping. And then my buddy, who was also reselling as well, he was doing calculated, and so I kind of changed it up after that and started doing calculated.
Yeah, I'll do free shipping only when I kind of go by what the comps. Some things you look at comps, and some things it's weird like how that happens. Certain items just be like everything was free. Everybody listing had a free shipping on it.
Yeah.
So then I'll do a free shipping on it. Otherwise, I always charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was saying, like on some of my CPAP masks, like every listing, and I mean there isn't even one charging shipping. Like I'm gonna go free shipping just because I'm not gonna be the oddball out. And even if mine was cheaper with shipping, people still wouldn't buy it because people free shipping, even though right. I don't do that much free shipping.
Some sort of psychological game.
It is just like 99 cents and 95 cents, but it's not $2. $1.99. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. If you guys have any more questions, toss them down there for us. We still have 56 in the chat. I think we were hanging at 60 most of the night. Thank you again for the super chats. They are greatly appreciated, and I appreciate all of you guys coming and hanging out with us. This is one of my favorite nights. I do not have time to do more lives, otherwise I would. I do chat in them, but then I can multitask and do all kinds of other stuff.
Dale just put for everybody who wants to know, Dale just put the YouTube link to Rev's video. So check that out if y'all are wondering about the shipping. It's really good. We walked you right through it. Thank you, Steve, for being on tonight, man. Thanks for everybody for coming.
Yes, sir.
That was great. It was a good show.
Thanks. I appreciate you guys having me on.
He needs to know your favorite ice cream, Steve. We can't leave until he knows.
Oh man, I don't know. Rocky Road.
Boom.
I don't know.
I just like chocolate. I'm boring. All right, guys. Thank you for coming. Chris, Calvin, and Steve, you guys want to any closing thoughts?
No, y'all just be safe. Be safe out there. Good luck.
I got one. Be safe if your state's opening up, your city, whatever. Yeah, be cautious. But again, don't feel bad, of the backlash you may get. If your state's opening up, and I mean, obviously, again, just be cautious. But go ahead and source, man. But I mean, again, man, you got to look on Facebook because Facebook is. I've discovered that Facebook for me has been gold. So, look on Facebook, man. I highly recommend it.
Cool. Appreciate everybody. Thanks for having me, guys. Nice to meet you all.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it.
There you go.
Bye, guys. Calvin's gonna dance us out. I'm trying to bye, guys. This is like keep dancing, Calvin. Keep dancing.